Milo at your service.
Greetings.
What?
I'm telling the truth. There must have been about a...
Need something?
Yes.
Bomb of bowstrings doesn't do much, but I hear he'll teach anyone the arts of stealth.
Are you have come? The new guest of Sandstone. I'm Cordan Passant, a scrivener of the Domus. And I have need of your help to solve I was asked to write a letter of contingency. Should things for the Alpha turn dire, it would establish a known peak. It was never meant to be sent, only prepared. But it was accidentally taken by the courier. It must be recovered. You are not constrained by Gnomish protocol. I cannot complete this task myself. Should anyone see me correct that mistake, it would not only cost my reputation, but the reputation of the gnome that ordered I write that letter. I was the one that processed the paperwork which established your placement in Sandstone. I know who put you there, and that's why I left that letter. Ah, yes. There was a tad of artistic license that I took when drafting. I needed your attention by any means. I apologize for the deceit, but I assure you my business. You need to find the courier. It was a traveller by the name of Parwan Well. She said she was making her way to Rathir, but she might have stopped in the travellers' camp in Apotir. Sun Camp is the name, I believe. It was sent to Rathir via courier. A traveller by the name of Parwan Well. She was the last. Many of us come far from our homeland for the opportunity of success. A new city opens up societal rank. I've been a scrivener in the Domus for over 10 years. I'm often called upon to compose official correspondence and letters. The Domus Politica handles all of the documentation that's needed to support the Templar. The gnomes do not acknowledge war as an acceptable circumstance. We cannot condone it. The benefits either side may gain from such conflict are short-term when compared to the decades of rebuilding and fortifying that such a war will necessitate. The Templars exemplify what's great about our people. Wisdom, ingenuity, bravery, and justice. Gnomish society is led by few who rely on the efforts of many. Here in the walls we work so that they are free to lead us more effectively. Fair enough.
Require something?
Greetings.
Greetings. I hear the bursars will loan money to its clients. Just make sure to pay it all back. Require something? Ah, the guest of Sandstone Villa. How can the Domus Politica be of service today? Though only half-built, our city already stands as a beacon of enlightenment in this desert. The garrison is one of the oldest buildings in the walls, and nearly as old as a livrarium. Me? I'm the foremost scrivener we have. If you need a letter or tome duplicated, see me. A page every 3 minutes, guaranteed. The walls house the infrastructure of Odessa. The bursars, the laboratories, the garrison, the prison, even the Arcadium. If you need anything, you can find it. The Arcadium is where I often find what I need, be it a work of art or a household item. The financial hub of Odessa. Larger merchant transactions take place there, instead of the Arcadium. The laboratories are where most scientific and magical study takes place in Odessa. The prison is relatively new. There was no need for it when we gnomes first settled here. Just as well.
What? If you're here for trade, then go to the market or the
Requires
arcade.
something?
Otherwise, just don't touch anything.
Good tidings.
I hear that Templar Montanel will train any willing students in the art of persuasion.
Yes? What do you want? I am not in the habit of making conversation with strangers, especially one of your stature. Please be quick. I see. Think very, very carefully about what you are saying. Octien is a Templar. He is in a position of the highest authority. And who, may I ask, are you? For you to accuse Octien without having a direct confession is not only meaningless, but contrary to all our procedures. Even if this were true, or even already suspected, it would have to be corroborated by Octien himself. That requires a confession. As he is not here to present the charges himself, I must assume that no such confession exists. Now, I have done all I can for you. Please, trouble me no further with this matter, especially with such insufficient evidence. We have already discussed this. Nothing short of a confession would convict him. As such, Templar Octien will remain undisturbed in the livrarium. The shining jewel of knowledge, an oasis of reason and order, carved by the gnomes into the dusty, unlike the lofty idealism of the Alpha and the messy pragmatism of the humans. We know, as such, we must maintain neutrality in these periodic wars that spring up. We cannot risk tainting our knowledge. It is an estate that I have ordered to be kept empty for when I have need of it, such as now. From their council in the Forum, the Templars guide the advancement of our society. Our tremendous successes are due to their unswerving pursuit of knowledge. Each Templar is allowed a wide degree of freedom in the projects they sponsor, but they are ultimately accountable to the rest of the Forum.
Good tidings.
Hello. I'm here to send regrets on behalf of Templar Joriel. While she wishes to extend you aid, she's stymied. What she gave you was an official response. I'm here to give you another response. A personal one. My superior has suspected for some time the crimes that you've levied. Allow me to be... If you can make Templar Octienne publicly acknowledge his crimes, then Templar Joriel will reward you. She will be your patron of sorts. You wish to bring the Templar to justice, yes? Then you must get him to... As my superior no doubt told you, the Templar may be found in the livrarium. The city is a marvelous place. Recently, my work has taken me farther from its walls, for more often. I am an aide to Templar Joriel. Usually, my work takes the form of drafting letters. My superior is a very, very busy person. It is unfortunate that some wrongs escape her notice, and those she does notice cannot always be immediately righted.
Blessings to you.
What can I do for you?
Just trying to give you a compliment.
I'm sorry, I just can't hear.
I said you're a lovely...
You look like you have some free time on your hands. Care to earn a bit of coin? Uncatalogued tomes are stored and protected in warded containers. If you save me some time, I'll pay you well. All I need you to do is go to each container and dispel the ward on it. Excellent. I'll have some brought up. They'll be in the upstairs alcove waiting for you. You can find them upstairs. I'll pay you when you've dispelled some of them. It is truly a wondrous place. The work I've been able to accomplish that they've sponsored, truly marvelous. I'm responsible for going through vast amounts of experiment results and distilling them into concise data. With that, the Basilica, we process all the data from experiments both housed internally and externally. A pleasure.
What? Interesting. Taller than I would have thought, but still. You are the guest at Sandstone Villa, correct? Otherwise, I'll have to look elsewhere. This is a city built on principles. It is the gnomish ideal. Our plans follow... Whispers have spread through town about the work done there. The work that involved a certain someone. This experiment will conclude a decade's worth of study. It is I've collected a number of wild specimens from these lands at great expense. I wish you to fight them while I observe. There are two reasons. First, you're not in the Hospitalis quarters, which means I can legally use you for a sub. Second, you were present at Alistar. Don't deny it. I've learned enough. Very good, very good. I'd like to get started immediately. Please meet me in my laboratory in the Odessa mine. A private area for you to fight the specimens I've amassed. When it is concluded, I promise that the rewards will be worthwhile. Now, I've been a researcher in Odessa for so many years, I forgot when I began. It coincided with the start of my... I've been a researcher in Odessa for so many years, the grand proving ground of knowledge. Here, a researcher can make a claim, experiment with it, and follow its results all the way to the Basilica. If you aren't enjoying the sights of the walls, then have you seen the Arcadium or the markets? There might be more of use to you there. So long.
Heard that Apatia is still a mess of bandit gangs. Glad I was able to get out of there. Good tidings.
Another series of results from these damned fools in the Naros lands. Don't they format their data at all? It is by far the most important location in the Feylands. It houses the summation of Gnomish. I've given my life to interpreting the results from our experiments and learning how it can be used by the Basilica Nostra. It's my duty, my role. We conduct experiments within and without the city, as well as aggregate the information collected therein. Ah, very well.
Yes?
Bloody chest. Have you done all the work you've wanted to? I see. I'll pay you for the containers you dispelled. Speak with me again if you want more work. Good. You can find them in the same place. Speak to me when you've managed to do at least a pleasure.
Yes? Yes?
Bloody. Have you done all the work you've wanted to? I see. I'll pay you for the containers you dispelled. Speak with me again. I'm never going to get these blasted containers dispelled. A pleasure.
What now?
Oh, piss off.
Eh? Well, if it ain't the guest of that fancy villa. Guess you thought to slum it up with one of us undeserved. Can't remember the last time I recall someone building a city. All the cities I know are old things. Used to make my living as a fighter in the House of Valor. But it's gotten bloody now. Not safe for the likes of me. Not like any of us can do much better than the quarters out in the real world. Some call it a slum, but I call it home. Right. Yes? Well, well, well. It seems you found the city beyond the walls of Sandstone Villa. Taking its... Were the city a body, that would be its brain. The Basilica is both an academy and a shrine to the fires of enlightenment. I'm doing a number of studies in the art of animating inert objects through magical induction. Have you taken an interest in it as well as the Templars? The scholars are dedicated to advancing the corpus of gnomish knowledge. We are based in the Basilica Nostra, in the Isles. Usually they are too busy dealing with political matters to bother me, but not recently. Goodbye. Greetings. Well, look at you. Don't seem to be quite as busy as the other humans working the sky. You might be perfect. Listen, stranger, would you like to earn a bit of coin? No sweat off your brow. I don't know all the details about it. I assist many I know that Scar in the Rain was involved in linguistics. It's safe to say the experiment will likely be some verbal study. Scar in the Rain has quarters in the Basilica Nostra. Speak with her and she'll get you started. You need to speak with Scar in the Rain in the Basilica Nostra. She'll tell you what to do. Every now and then, the scholars take an assistant from the laboratories in the walls to the Basilica. Right now, that's me. The Basilica is where the scholars of Edessa reside. Not many assistants there besides me, but I manage. The scholars are the most educated gnomes. You could say they are the thinkers of our society. Lost? The Basilica Nostra is home to Edessa's scholars. The Forum is the center of Edessa, and behind that is Livrarium, Edessa's library. The consistorium is, well, under construction. Even in its unfinished state, the Forum is a perfection of architecture, a fitting place for the seat of our government. The Livrarium is our storehouse of knowledge. The works of many scholars, sages, historians, and mages can be found.
Well, when I sent Audern to recruit subjects, I didn't think I'd find one quite as... But he has done well. In fact, I'd say you make the perfect test case for my new... In so many words, yes, I'm developing a potion vital for future diplomacy. But it requires calibration. Currently, the potion... I will administer a new formula. The spells in my lab shall localize the effects, so I can ask a few questions of you. Yes. Now, I will just administer the potion and we can begin. Yes?
I've waited so long for these. There are some things you simply cannot do with ordinary blades. Beautiful, exquisite things. The city has no parallel, and it's only half built. I can't even conceive of all the contributions we will make. It is where the greatest minds of the gnomes, the scholars, can determine the underlying rules and laws of existence. From here, our power is... I got my start doing vivisections in the laboratories. I showed enough knowledge of humoral balance and physiology that I was asked to join the Basilica. My colleagues are always at the forefront of research. I must stay at my best to keep up. Very well. Ah, the guest of Sandstone Villa. Very well.
If you can understand what I am saying, please tell me my name. Well, on to the next question. Tell me, where can I find the Court of Summer? I see. Here is my final question. There is an army of Fae named the Tuatha. Tell me, where are they from? Well, that was less successful than I would have liked, but the data will be useful to me nonetheless. I'm happy to have had your help with this. Take these potions as a reward with my thanks. The Basilica is currently funding more remote experiments than ever before. Why would they do so much work externally? Makes it difficult to keep track of it all. I've specialized in the study of languages and discourse. Of course, the Basilica sees no end of political applications for my research, so I'm happy to be Not all the scholars are dedicated to academia. Some, like Eilili Ehrencourt, are put on bureaucratic duties between projects. It's not always ideal. Yes?
Blessings to you. You wish to speak?
You wish to speak?
Yes? What?
Well, it seems you're not here for work, based on how the gnomes seem to be treating you. Most humans in Alpha feel like there's no opportunity here, but somehow I've managed. Same with the merchants in the markets and in the Arcadium. I lead the construction efforts in the Isles. The gnomes draw up the plans, of course, but I am the one that realizes them. I lead the construction efforts in the Isle. Best tread softly, stranger. These are the gnomes' prized grounds. They barely let me build the place. Be seeing you.
What can I do for you?
Yes?
What?
You're alive. What an unexpected and quite unfortunate turn of events. For starters, I expected you to be rotting in a sandy ditch somewhere. Supper for the carrion birds. Understand, you and I are alike. All we both want is to see this business reach its end. The White Palm are hardly thugs. Simply finding them cost me a small fortune, when I expect to be reimbursed with this failure. Or what? You'll slaughter me in a murderous rage? Typical. Your kind is as predictable as it is stupid. I'm afraid you'll find me quite hard to kill. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for you. Attack me in this city, and I won't just have you clapped in irons. No, I'll hand you over to the scholars in the Basilica for research. A long career supporting vivification research has left me with certain advantages. You could say I'm more resilient than most of your enemies. The wise and the foolish both die. Is that justice? With the will of souls, I can change that. I can choose who deserves life. To think that yous gave away such a gift to you. Well, we've seen how you wasted your life. Perhaps I'll give Intrinio your corpse to examine. After all, you met your first death as his assistant. It would be a reunion. Of course. And it's such a pity you'll never find out.
Well, if setting fire to the livrarium and hiring assassins is not an admission of guilt on Octien's part, I certainly don't know what is. It is clear that we Templars must make him assume responsibility for his actions, overt as well as hidden. Even though you went against my explicit instruction, you were effective. You have my respect. Should he survive the wounds earned in battle, I should think so. To that effect, I have ordered a moratorium on all of his current studies and projects. All, perhaps, save this mysterious Well of Souls. That one will take some deliberate... Regardless, Gnome Society is in your debt, and we always pay what is owed. Ventrinio Desalini. One name I never expected to be brought into this business. It seems he has escaped the gallows yet again. I believe your friend Scholar Hughes may be able to help. While you were here, my people found him salvaging the tomes Octien attempted to burn. Now, you must excuse me. A Templar has fallen from power, and Edessa's political Salutation. You again. What is it you require of me? Do get to the point. You can leave me to deal with Octien. I believe Fomerus Hughes is on his way here, with information more pertinent to you. What's needed?
It was my mistake to assume that Octien would go quietly, or that he would leave evidence behind. Such a waste. Some of those books he burned were centuries old, but luckily for us, I was able to salvage some from the flames. Oh, a great many prizes. Treatises on the nature of death, tables upon tables of autopsy analyses, but only one item of true value. Octien's diary. Based off of what I've read in these pages, Ventrinio has been working on an island off of Cluricon. Indeed. I hear rumors that Melsin Shear has been cleared and the army is ready to march into Cluricon and beyond. Sounds like you're to thank for that. And when you meet Ventrinio, be wary. He's a complicated figure, but a genius nonetheless. He may try to kill you the second time around as well. But regardless, he has a way into Alabastra. I hope for your sake, he's willing to share it. Unfortunately, research on the Well of Souls will be put on hold. Octien organized it in secret, and the other Templars will want to learn all they can of it. But I do not think I'll be idle in the meantime. With Octien out of the way, there will be need of a new Templar in Edessa.
Yes?
Octien seems to have gotten what he deserves. I can't say I understand gnomish politics, but Hughes is safe, and now we know where Ventrinio is. Seems like a win. No time to clean up, though. I've got news from the front lines in Cluricon. The army has been making progress in Cluricon, but the further we push, the harder it gets. The Tuatha know the land and are too well organized. But we've heard rumors of a small band of Winter Fae harassing the Tuatha somewhere in the swamps. The scouts can't track them down, but perhaps the hero of Melsin Shear could find them. The Fae in the House of Vengeance are, bar none, the fiercest, strongest, most downright unstoppable creatures in the land. Not that they have a lot to be vengeful about. After all, Gadflow was the one who started the damned war.
You are welcome to walk the aisles, but please be respectful. The buildings here house the pinnacles of gnomish society, knowledge and law. Be well. This is a marvelous city to walk, isn't it? to look down on the crater from the walls or up at our buildings from the aisles. This city will be a beacon to all of the other races, to let them know of our artistry. The art of rhetoric is essential for any Templar to master. And of course, I excel at it more than anyone. But such knowledge is better shared, agreed? I sponsor many of the scholars of physiology and humoral applications in the Basilica Nostra. With all that's happening, the world will need healers. The Templars are the leaders of the gnomish people. We are many, and sometimes at odds, but we have the goodness of our people, all peoples, in our heart. Be well.
Fancy a chat? Hello there.
What's needed?
Yes?
You wish to speak? The Livrarium was the first building raised in Edessa. It's home to the vast wealth of knowledge our people have amassed.
What's needed?
Blessings to you.
Allies can come.
What?
Hello?